Hi everyone. So today what I wanted to do was talk to you guys about trigger shots. I wanted to find out whether or not you ladies are like myself and if you like to test out your trigger shot during your medicated cycles. Today I'm cycle day 22. I used the Avidrel trigger shot on Tuesday of last week, and that was cycle day 14 for me. So according to how they predict ovulation, that it happens roughly 36 hours or so from the time that you take that shot. That would have put me that last Thursday at being my actual ovulation day. So I wanted just to show you guys a little bit about my progression with testing out my trigger. I know some ladies don't like doing like testing out their trigger, because I've seen them say that pretty much it's more of they know that they just don't want to be kind of like misled or disappointed, which I can totally understand and relate to. But for me, I guess it's a mental thing. Like, I need to see, and I like to see the progression as well. I did the exact same thing with my IVF cycle earlier in the year. I tested out my trigger shot so that way I know I could see, as the medicine was kind of, wearing out of my system. And then when it would kind of like pick back up and, I'd see more of a progression in darkness, that I really know that I was picking up real HCG, not just something left over from the shot. I'm hoping that this is going to focus okay. Sorry, I know if it's a little bit shaky. But you guys can kind of see at the top up there, you see I started testing the day after, actually, that I took my trigger shot. Starting at the top with those blue tests. So yeah, up here I started testing. So that was the first one up there, and you can actually see the next one down is the second day after I took the trigger shot, which actually out of those specific tests, that one was actually the darkest in concentration. And then you can see on day 3 I actually tested multiple times just to see the difference in the different kinds of tests. These blue ones are actually like a baby, baby one step brand or something other, something like that. I forgot the actual name. The actual sorry for it being a little shaky. The pink ones right here are actually, I think this is my second cycle using these. These are called Clinical Guard test strips. And, there's kind of mixed reviews of those on Amazon. But I actually started wanting to use the pink ones because I think some people had said that they do like them because they felt like they were, able to see a lot of progression, even just with regular pregnancy testing. And so far in progression, you can kind of see that in comparison to these blue ones right here, the pink, I feel like, just were more prominent and noticeable, because you can see even with the ones in the very beginning, just the difference in the same one from day 3, this blue one and that pink one, you can see how much more prominent that pink line is in that test. So, sorry, it wants to go out of focus. So then as you can look down, you can see I kept testing with the Clinical Guard test strips. And my line has, been getting kind of light, fading out. And then you see it almost like on that day, that first pink one for day 7. Here, let me see if I can get it without it messing up the progression. So you see this one right here, actually the one that looks like it has like dents or whatever on it. That one was actually, kind of pretty, well, to me at least, it was pretty noticeable, but that one was actually a really long hold. I mean, it was probably on the other side of, I know, 6-8 hours where I hadn't peed at all, because that was the one I took first thing in the morning after working overnight. And then you can see that following one on day 7 was nowhere near as dark. Let me make sure that it'll fix it. But you might not be able to tell. I just don't want to get too close and get the camera out of focus. Sorry, guys. But yeah, you can see how it's kind of faded. And then I went back to actually using that baby other blue one-step brand. And that one still has somewhat of a faint line on it as well. And, like I said, that one still was on actually 7 days past when I took my trigger shot. Oops, sorry. And Then the one under that one is, you see it's a little bit of a different test. I'm sorry, no, it's that one. The one that actually says HCG in the blue handle. That is actually supposed to be the 10 MIU test. And actually, that was the only one of those that I actually had left in the drawer. So I just decided to give that one a whirl. And it was weird because I guess, let me see if I can get it to focus in on it. Maybe not. But on that one, probably for you guys, you can see that it almost looks blank, which was kind of surprising because if that one's supposed to be 10 MIU, the other blue testing strips and the pink clinical guard, those are all like 20 or 25 MIU. But that, the 10 MIU seemed like it really didn't pick up much of anything. Like it was, I mean, I had to really squint to be able to see anything on it. But then I feel like, at least on my eyes, when I can look at the test, this bottom one that I took late last night, I still see more of a little prominent line. And so as of doing the math, you can see also that since this was 7 days post my trigger shot, that would put me at roughly like 5 DPO. And so this bottom test you see here is the one that I took first thing this morning with first morning urine. And then you can actually still see, let me get it there. You can actually still see a line on that one. Like, sorry if that's like bad imaging. I'm trying to get the lighting right. But it actually still does have a line on that one right there. So yeah, I'm still checking that out, and that will put me at, like I said, roughly 6 DPO today. I've also been kind of like, I guess, you know, going over the thought of my mind of if I could have possibly had my own natural surge before I actually took my trigger shot, because that Sunday I took an LH strip that was pretty close to looking like the next day was definitely going to be a positive, but I really only had like 4 or 5 left, and out of those that I used, it actually just ended up just getting lighter. It didn't get darker at all. So I don't know if that's a possibility that I just maybe could have caught the back end of my natural surge, or, you know, maybe it was just, you know, maybe I just had high hormone fluctuations at the time, you know, and that's why it looks pretty dark that Sunday. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys my progression, and also, you know, you guys comment down below and let me know if, you know, you do this same thing too. If you like testing out your trigger shot to see your progression, or if you're one of those where you've got, you know, the will of an Iron Man, and, you know, you hold out until closer to like 13, 14 past your IUI, or even if you just do timed intercourse like we did. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys usually do in your medicated cycles when you use the trigger shot. All right, see you guys later.